Here in Philadelphia, Mark Abrams. Let's go down to Houston, Texas, where I have undefeated featherweight Ricky Medina, who this Saturday night takes on Omar Castillo as part of the non-televised undercard, with Jamal Charlo taking on Juan Macias Montiel. That fight will be on Showtime. Ricky, what's happening?
So man, I'm doing great. I'm on the road right now. Just got here in Houston. About to get to our hotel, stay in the bubble, but I'm feeling great.
So talk about this fight coming up. We take on Omar Castillo, who brings a record of 6-2 into the fight Saturday night. You are 9-0 with 6 knockouts. Talk about this fight with Castillo.
It's gonna be a great fight. He's a fighter that comes to fight. I'm also a fighter that comes to fight. So there'll be a lot of fireworks come Saturday.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. We haven't had the pleasure of having you on yet. Tell us about you. When did you start boxing? Your amateur pedigree. Tell the fans out there.
I started boxing when I was about 6, 7 years old. Been doing it quite my whole life. So I'm a 10-time national champion. I've been to so many tournaments, fought a lot of great amateurs. So my experience is there. So, yeah.
What age? What age did you begin boxing?
6 or 7 years old, around there.
Well, and you turned pro a couple years ago. Still just 20 years old. Describe your style. Obviously, you got the 6 knockouts and 9 wins. You consider yourself a puncher, boxer, a little bit of everything.
I'm a little bit of everything. I just depends on my opponent, I guess. Just switching my style to become victorious in whatever way I can.
You're from San Antonio, Texas. Good boxing town. I guess you get a lot of good work down there.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. There's a lot of great sparring down here. A lot of great world champions coming out of San Antonio. So it's looking great.
Who were your boxing influences growing up, or maybe even still today?
Um, Obviously Canelo for sure. I'm a big fan of Canelo. I like Victor Ortiz. I love the way he fought. So it's just pretty much them two.
Gotcha, gotcha. I know it was just announced a big fight's coming to San Antonio next month with the other Charlo, Jermell Charlo, and Brian Castano. Any chance with a short night? Maybe you get a home game, or that's not in the cards?
It's in the talks right now, so hopefully everything works out this fight. And yeah, that would be great. That would be a great opportunity. Also, so all my fans could come out.
You've fought a bunch of times also in your hometown of San Antonio. Did you feel pressure when you are fighting in your hometown?
Oh no, no pressure at all. It's more exciting. Pushes me even more, motivates me more. So
And how are you traveling in terms of your fan base to Houston? You have a lot of your fans, family, friends in the building, the Toyota Center on Saturday night.
oh yeah, a couple family members, some friends. So it's exciting. I appreciate that for them coming out.
I'd like to ask this of young fighters. Obviously, you probably, maybe like you said, you were a 10-time national champion, so you probably had some, pretty good amateur rivals who are probably young professionals like you are. Do you look around, like who were your amateur rivals that maybe have been starting their pro career out that we may see you rekindle, adversarial friendship, so to speak, in a few years?
Um, I don't see too many. There's a couple. I can't really remember the names, but there's a couple that are turning pro and doing big things. I'm glad for them. I'm happy for them. So maybe we can meet up one day.
I was. Do you look around to see how they are doing? Because obviously there's history with some of these guys in there. Did you look to see how they're doing, how they're being moved, the guys that they're fighting, or you just worry about what Ricky Medina is going on?
I don't really worry about the other guys too much. I'm just focused on what I gotta do, how I'm moving and stuff. But
Seems It seems like everything's back in full swing now after the pandemic. A lot of states now are open up to full capacities, and if you go on BoxRec, you see the schedules pretty full. A lot of promoters getting back in action. What's a perfect rest of the year? We're in June, so we're about halfway through the year. How many more times you want to fight this before the end of 2021?
Hopefully 2, 3 more times. Like we are talking about the card here in San Antonio. Hopefully I could get on that one, September 2nd for sure. On Rick Madonna's TMB Promotions card, I'm for sure fighting September 2nd. So, but it would be great to fight next month on here. So hopefully 2, 3 more times.
You're fighting on a Premier Boxing Champions card, and like you said, hopefully in September you'll go back to maybe fighting on a local show. Do you have a goal of catching the eye of the Premier Boxing Champions people? Maybe.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even this fight, you never know who's gonna be there. So I always got to do my job and just show out.
Yeah, is a knockout in store Saturday night?
And never know. It's a sport of boxing, possibly.
Record-wise, Castillo 6-2. He has one of the better records of your opponent so far. I know you haven't been in the ring, so you don't know that. You don't know that, but just have you looked at him? Is this guy potentially the best opponent in your first 10 fights?
Possibly, man. I have had a lot of tough fights. This could be my toughest fight. We'll just have to see come Saturday night.
You got Dan Hewitt watching us from he's from the UK, so you're gaining fans from all over the country. You starting to feel some love on some of the social media from people from different parts of the world that are starting to follow your career.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It's crazy. I appreciate all the support everyone gives me. It's blessings on blessings. So.
What do you want to say to the fans before we let you go? Before we see you in the ring Saturday night against Omar Castillo, the fight unfortunately won't be televised, but being from probably a pretty good sized crowd at the Toyota Center in Houston.
Oh yeah, man. Just remember the name Rick Medina Jr. Appreciate all the support. Hope y'all can follow me after this fight. And we'll be ready come Saturday night.
And always my last question, you just gave me a good segue. My last question is always, where do we find you on social media? So how do we follow Ricky Medina?
Rick Medina Jr. on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
There you go. It's very easy.
Nice and easy.
So nice and easy. I get a lot of guys. They have these Facebook and Twitter handles that have nothing to do with their name, and you just can't find them. So we appreciate you making it easy on the fans out there. We wish you best of luck Saturday night and beyond, and hopefully we'll talk to you a lot in the future.
All right, sounds great, man.